Usually I play Battlefield 4 or Forza Horizon 3 or Grand Theft Auto 5, or I'll play PUBG down here, or Red Dead, or Assassin's Creed. And I have this for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but it works for every Assassin's Creed. Went into my main game I play is Battlefield, so we'll start that up. Usually I have 4 paddles on. Top 2 paddles are the small ones, the bottom 2 are the big ones, and I have the bottom left as A for vaulting, whatever action A is in the game. Then B is for crouching and stuff like that. I have the top 2 paddles for left and right on the D-pad, and that gives me access to my gadgets very quickly. I can be using the left joystick and the right joystick at the same time, aiming and moving the character, and still spam my med kit or my health packs or my ammo or my grenade launcher or whatever I need to do in Battlefield. For engineer class, I use the multi-tool and the RPG for Battlefield 4. For Battlefield 1, I use the grenade launcher and the ammo packs, or both games have the same health supplies. It's either a revive tool or a health pack. I use the small health packs because you can throw one on each individual teammate, and it's not a big central location where everyone's going to go gather around the health pack and die. For the trigger settings, we'll go into that. It's easier to explain the buttons whenever I don't have it on the screen, because this just looks really confusing. It's like a mess, actually. So you'll notice right there, I get the double tap with my right bumper. Sometimes it registers twice. It's fine now, but sometimes it registers twice. It's started doing that just recently. It's an update for the Series 2. I'm going to put out a separate video about that, but sometimes it does get a 2 times register. Alright, so for my joysticks, I have it on, left is my primary. You can switch that actually, which is kind of weird. I don't know why I'd want to do that. Sensitivity is smooth. What that does is that allows you see the cream color is where your joystick is sensing that it is, and the white is where your joystick actually is. So you see it's a little bit of a lag, and then it meets up at the end. So you can see it lags behind. If you go down here and adjust this curve, the more you change it to smooth, the more it lags behind, and then it catches up. You see the circle right here, this little white circle, watch it move. Now it adds more, so that makes it just a smoother transition. If you go to something like instant, it's literally like bam, and then it's as soon as you touch it, it's all the way out here. Your joystick's actually lagging behind where it thinks it is right now. See, the white is inside the circle, and it snaps it to the first one instantly, and then the second one. So it's out there quick. I don't know. You can even improve that to be like instantly. It's like instant full rotation, which I don't know why you'd want to do that. Maybe for like Rocket League, or I don't know what you would do that for. Aggressive is also just you see where it kind of lags behind and then snaps to the end, and you can fine tune all of these. Delayed is just basically like giving yourself lag. I don't know why you would want to do that. The smooth one does give you some delay, but it allows me to come over here and really fine tune a headshot without my controller thinking I'm all the way across the board. See, when I come over, it's just barely hitting that first circle, and then it'll catch up and go all the way to the outside if I really want to actually turn. It's not very noticeable. It's very slight the way I have it set up. It just helps for whenever you're sniping and you want to just fine tune that headshot. It makes it so when you crank left or right on the stick, it doesn't just snap you and miss the shot. It's personal preference, like everything, but try it and see what you think. And if you don't like that, try to funk around with this thing right here. And it's kind of funky the way it works, but once you get the hang of it and play some games, and really just play some games until you get the muscle memory for the setup you like, it's definitely a funky way to fine-tune things. It kind of takes a while to learn what you're doing. And then down here I have this set to radial. I'm not sure exactly what this does. It's just, I set it on radial. Honestly, I don't know what it does. The right stick is the same exact way, same setup, exactly the same setup. So the triggers, for the left trigger, I have it on 50%, which means my trigger registers at 0. As you can see, it's instantly registering. And then when I get to 50, that counts as a full press on the trigger. So it just gives me a little bit shorter trigger pull. For some games, if you have it on 0, it'll not register as you scoping into the target, which is weird. So I put it on 50 to give myself a little bit of wiggle room there. For the right trigger, you would think that you want this on 0 and 1, which would be like extreme hair triggers like this, but actually that kind of messes up my gameplay. So I like it a little bit laggy. That way, if I go to shoot someone and an enemy walks in front of me in hardcore mode or something like that, I have a split second to take my finger off the trigger. If you have it on 1-1 and someone walks in front of you at the last possible second when you're trying to react, you're going to snipe your teammate right in the back of the head, and you don't want that on hardcore mode. So if you put it on 30, that gives me just a little bit enough time to react and stop that trigger pull right before the last second and not shoot the gun. So that's how I use it. I don't mirror the triggers, but if you want them snapped exactly the same, you can do that quickly and mirror them. For vibration, I run vibration all the way up. It's just personal preference. If you turn vibration all the way down and you turn the brightness all the way down, it probably increased the battery life a couple hours. The brightness is an LED light, so it's probably not going to do much. But the vibration, running all vibration zones on full rumble definitely takes an impact on the battery life running those motors during all the games you play. Some people turn the vibration off on controllers. I'm not really sure why that became a thing. I guess people just don't like it. So I run vibration on, and then I always turn the brightness on the LED all the way down, just a personal preference. At nighttime, I don't really like the glaring Xbox logo in my face. I actually have my Xbox logo on the Xbox. That's weird to say, but I have that. I have a piece of tint over that. So I have a gray piece of vinyl over the Xbox logo. So when it's on in the dark, it's actually very minimum light. So you can tell it's on, but it's not anything bright. I'm sensitive to bright lights at night sometimes. So I have it kind of dimmed out like that. So we'll go to some other games that I have set up. For Grand Theft Auto, I'll explain this one. I have, my usual spam A to run, like every Rockstar game. Allows me to run while moving both joysticks around and, aiming or moving my camera around in free aim, whatever. Then I have the right bumper. The reason I have right bumper down there is because that is the handbrake in the cars to allow you to drift around turns easily. And I do a lot of driving and flying helicopters in the game. So I just like flying the helicopters, even the airplanes. Having that right bumper down there allows you to be in full control of the airplane and your free aim camera while using the right bumper to somehow, yaw your airplane, basically help you maneuver the airplane without having to put a finger up on RB. So you can still be shooting your guns on the airplane, and it just, helps with that. I've just gotten really familiar with it. And I love having the RB there for drifting around corners and controlling helicopter rudders to help me, slide around buildings quickly and stuff like that. The top is just A and B, as you would expect for Rockstar games. You use those buttons a lot, so I have that there. For Forza, I have LB as my clutch. I'm pretty sure, I haven't played Forza in a couple months, but pretty sure that's what that is. And then my X and B is just upshift, downshift for the gears. And I have my joysticks on the smooth setting like I prefer for Battlefield, same thing. I just have the muscle memory to that smooth setting, so I use it a lot. This is for Ace Combat, don't play that much anymore. This is for MXATV All Out, played that, then it got kind of crappy, so I quit playing it. Same deal here though, just up and down shift, start, and then whatever. Assassin's Creed Origins, this is a good one. It works for most Assassin's Creed games, this setup. The reason I use this is because the up on the D-pad is either call your horse or hold it down to see the little trinkets that you can pick up and collect around the map, the treasure items, whatever it's called. B helps you dodge while you're in combat, so I can use both joysticks with this setup to fully, maneuver myself around, spam B to dodge roll out of combat, and then my left and right bottom paddles are to change bow and arrow and change swords quickly. So I can literally be rolling around with the joysticks and spamming B to dive out of the way and changing weapons all at the same time without taking my thumbs off the joysticks, which is a great setup. I'm not sure what this is, just a random configuration. The Crew 2 was a garbage game, so I played it for a while. I rode the sport bikes around. I ride motorcycles in real life, so it's cool to have my own sport bike in the game, but it's just not that great of a game, I don't think, so I didn't play it that much. But it's same setup, clutch, and whatever. Fortnite is dead. Don't argue with me. Fortnite is dead, so I don't use that anymore. This is for Need for Speed Heat, which also had a terrible physics, I believe. When you go off a ramp in that game, you literally slam to the ground as if you're driving a dump truck off a cliff, instead of having any airtime whatsoever, which, usually cars don't get much airtime, but still, the second you drop off the end of a ramp in that game, you are slammed into the ground like you weigh 200 million tons. There's my rant for Need for Speed. Get your act together, please. I like your games, just your handling sucks. PUBG, here's the big one. So PUBG is one of the few games where I actually have the trigger set to 1-1. It works with that game because it's a battle royale, so if you're playing 1v1, you want to get that instant reaction with the triggers to kill everyone in sight. If I play squads, then I will change that to, allow me to have that wiggle room for the trigger like I like in Battlefield. But I have my map, my XAB on the bottom, so I can be hitting all those buttons while keeping both thumbs on the sticks. The main reason for the Elite Series 2 and the paddle setup is so you can have both of your thumbs on the joysticks at all times, fully controlling your character while spamming the AXYB buttons. So I have the joysticks as smooth, like I like. Like I said, I have the muscle memory for it. On the PUBG, though, I have a little bit more of a lag here, just because I like it. It's just what I like to play. For the triggers, though, I have 0 and 1 and 0 and 1. One of the rare cases where I want the second I touch a scope, it's zoomed in. The second I touch the fire button, I'm killing the opponent. It's a life or death game. You have to have that instant. I mean, if I breathe on this trigger, it's going to shoot someone, which is what you want. There is also I have vibration all the way on and brightness all the way down like normal. I did make a new map on PUBG because I noticed that on some sniper rifles in the game, for whatever reason, when you go to scope in, for me, it wasn't registering as a scope in. So I gave myself a little bit of dead zone where now it can pull the trigger a little bit more and it'll register as me aiming down the scope for some guns. It was just a weird bug. I think they actually fixed it now, but I've made that map for that reason. Red Dead Redemption, pretty interesting map here. My thought process behind it is you want to spam A to get your horse to hurry the hell up, and B to kick someone while you're riding your horse, or use B for whatever action, whatever. But you have both of your top paddles as the whistle for your horse, because who doesn't like to whistle? And also, your horse is always running away like an idiot, trying to go get eaten by alligators, and just my horse honestly runs off a cliff in this game. I don't know what's wrong with it. I think it got some kind of brain-eating amoeba from the dirty lake water in Saint Denis that I drank, but it's weird. My horse is always running away from me, so I have both of the bumpers down here for whistle for my damn horse. Rainbow Six Siege. So that's another game where I want to kill as quickly as possible, and I usually have pretty good squad communication, so I'm not worried about hitting somebody in the head and them running in front of my crossfire. I have my triggers at 0-1, smooth on the joysticks, and then I have my A and B for up, crouch and stand up, whatever, and jump with the drone. And I also have the left and right bumpers, or the left and right paddles, excuse me. They are used for my right and left clicking of the joysticks. My thought behind that is when you're aimed down the scope and you're trying to use your joysticks to aim and move, clicking that joystick to get that lean, to get that angle, could possibly interfere with your aim and throw you off a little bit on your aim. So by having the left and right bumper in the bottom down here used to click my joysticks, I can have laser-like precision with the joysticks and still lean left and right immediately with no clumsy clicking of the joysticks. It really helps. You should really try it if you use Rainbow Six Siege. Try this setup so you can quickly lean back and forth around corners. It helps you even hide angles. You can have your body lean full left and then instantly full right while you're moving around without having to worry about clicking your joysticks, and it's just clumsy. I don't like clicking joysticks in games. It's weird. The good old Halo days where you click the joystick to zoom in, no, I don't like that. Sea of Thieves is a really casual game. I actually take the paddles off the bottom when I play Sea of Thieves, but just in case I have only the bottom or only the top paddles, I don't use both. I use either only the top or only the bottom, and I just have it for A and X for using items and jumping and whatever on the game. Like I said, the joysticks are always for smooth. That's the muscle memory I have built for the game, so I keep it there. Steep, love that game. Ubisoft has a new game coming out called Riders Republic or something like that. It's like a sequel to Steep basically, but on Steep, I think I had Y for like Mountain View or whatever. Honestly, I don't remember what this map's for, but it fits the game. If you have Steep, try this and you'll know what it's for. Can't remember. And then why? Why do I have this mapping? I don't know, honestly. I couldn't tell you. Probably made it for who honestly knows. Oh, I know why. Okay, so this map is just a completely dead map. No special triggers, no special joysticks. The reason I have this map is to test the paddles. A, X, Y, B, you'll notice they're all on here. So I just have this so I can test the paddles and make sure they're working when I do review of the controller and stuff like that. Then when I go into a game, I know I have every paddle for the face buttons, and then just to see if they work. That's why I do that. All right, so there's my settings for the controller. It's very easy to customize your own controls. If you have any recommendations for the profiles you use for your games, leave a comment down below. I'll try to put some timestamps to this so you can quickly find the game you're looking for, because I know I like to talk a lot and you're not going to watch a 10-minute video to find one setting that you like. So I'll put some timestamps in the bottom of the video for that. And then also, you can also do a firmware update on this. You can buzz your controller. You can assign it to someone. Check your battery life. I named it, Baxby 2 for Series 2. You can buzz your controller, which helps you find it with a different controller, or you can buzz it to test the vibration. And then you can turn on Copilot, which you guys probably know, to help a disabled person play the game. If you want to be there, there's movement while they push the triggers or whatever. Just a cool way to help play with disabled people. You can also do a button test here. To test all the buttons. It'll tell you what you're pushing. It'll tell you exactly which direction your joystick's going. Tell you if you're clicking a joystick. It just helps you test all your buttons. So if you think you have a broken button, come into this menu right here, and then you push both buttons to exit at the same time. That's what this little science flask is right here. It's to test your controller. So people may not know that. It's a pretty good way to just make sure you don't have any random buttons or something that's not working. To exit it, you have to push both the menu and start button at the same time. This brings you to like a help menu, which who actually uses that? Nobody, so don't even do that. Like I said, that's my settings for my Elite Series 2 controller. Hope you guys found that helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.